Next up, Montreal. After our visit in Ottawa, we were ready for another new adventure. The drive was about 2.5 hours, and the closer we got, the more excited we became. Montreal's always been one of those cities you hear about, full of life, culture, and, of course, amazing food. As we started seeing the skyline in the distance, it felt like the city was welcoming us. We couldn't wait to park the car and just dive into everything. And trust me, there's a lot to dive into. But before we get into the fun stuff, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more travel adventures. We stayed in this small, charming hotel right on Sherbrooke Street. It was perfect, nothing fancy but comfortable. And the location couldn't have been better. Sherbrooke Street is one of those places where you feel like you're in the heart of the city. It's lined with beautiful old buildings, museums, and some of the best hotels in Montreal, like the famous Ritz-Carlton. Even just walking by the Ritz, you get a sense of that old-world elegance mixed with modern luxury. Being on Sherbrooke made it super easy to get around. We were close to all the major sites, and it felt like everything was just a short walk or quick drive away. Plus, it's such a picturesque street that strolling along, it felt like part of the adventure. After we got settled at the hotel, we kicked off our Montreal adventure with a stroll down St. Catherine Street. This bustling thoroughfare is lined with a mix of shops, cafes, and small restaurants, and it really captures the city's energy. We popped into a few boutiques, soaking in the local fashion and picking up some unique souvenirs along the way. Next, we decided to check out the underground city, known as Rizzo. This vast network of interconnected tunnels and shopping centers spans over 33 kilometers beneath the city. It's like a shopper's paradise and a clever way to navigate downtown, especially when the weather isn't cooperating. We wandered through different sections, amazed at how it all connects. In the evening, we headed to Crescent Street, one of Montreal's famous bar districts. The vibe here is super lively, with plenty of bars and clubs buzzing with energy. We found a cozy spot to grab a drink and soak in the atmosphere. Dinner was definitely a highlight. We had dinner at a small fusion Japanese restaurant called Kazoo on St. Catherine Street. It's known for its innovative dishes and warm ambiance. The menu offered a delightful mix of traditional and contemporary Japanese cuisine, and we enjoyed every bite. The flavors were surprising and satisfying, making it a memorable meal. After dinner, we took a leisurely walk back to our hotel, reflecting on the day. The mix of shopping, dining, and nightlife gave us a fantastic introduction to Montreal's downtown charm. We started our second day with a visit to the Basilica of Notre Dame. This iconic church is absolutely breathtaking, both inside and out. The architecture is stunning, and as soon as we stepped inside, we were greeted by this peaceful ambiance that really makes you pause and reflect. It's hard not to feel the historic significance of the place. It's like stepping back in time. After soaking in the beauty of the basilica, we made our way to Jacques Cartier Square. This lively spot was buzzing with energy, filled with street performers, outdoor cafes, and people just enjoying the day. All along the square, there are so many great restaurants, each with their own unique vibe. As we wandered through the square, we could hear street musicians playing everything from folk tunes to upbeat pop. There were also talented painters capturing the scene on canvas, adding to the vibrant atmosphere. The blend of history and modernity in this part of Old Montreal is really something special, and it felt like the perfect representation of the city's vibrant culture. We decided to explore the charming cobblestone streets of Old Montreal. admiring the historic buildings that give the area so much character. We popped into a couple of art galleries along the way, enjoying the creative atmosphere. Later, we strolled along the waterfront at the old port of Montreal. The views of the St. Lawrence River were gorgeous, and the unique vibe of the area made it a great spot to relax and take it all in. For dinner, we went to Il Cortile, a lovely Italian restaurant that had a warm and inviting atmosphere. The food was fantastic, and we indulged in some delicious dishes that left us feeling satisfied and happy. After dinner, we headed to the Ritz-Carlton for drinks with a friend of ours who's from Montreal. The place had such a sophisticated vibe, and it was the perfect way to end our day, sharing stories and laughs while enjoying the elegant surroundings. We started our final day in Montreal with a visit to McGill University. This prestigious institution has such beautiful architecture and a vibrant campus atmosphere. We wandered through the grounds, admiring the historic buildings and the lovely green spaces. It was nice to soak in the energy of the students bustling about, and it gave us a real sense of the city's academic vibe. Next, we headed to St. Joseph's Oratory of Mount Royal. This stunning basilica is not only a major pilgrimage site, but also an architectural masterpiece. As we approached the oratory, we were struck by its impressive facade and the sense of serenity that enveloped the place. Once inside, the atmosphere was peaceful, inviting us to reflect and take a moment to appreciate the beauty surrounding us. The views from the top were absolutely breathtaking. After climbing up the stairs, we were rewarded with panoramic views of the city that seemed to stretch endlessly. It was a great reminder of how Montreal beautifully blends nature with urban life. After soaking in the sights at the oratory, we explored Mount Royal Park. If we had more time, we definitely would have loved to take a nature walk or hike to the Mount Royal Lookout. The park is such a gem, with lush greenery and trails that invite you to explore. The lookout offers stunning views of the skyline, making it a perfect spot for some memorable photos. Before dinner, we took a stroll through Ville-Marie, appreciating the mix of modern and historic architecture in this vibrant neighborhood. The atmosphere was lively, with people enjoying the cafes and shops that line the streets. We also decided to check out the nearby Montreal Museum of Fine Arts. The collection is vast and includes everything from classical to contemporary art. We spent some time wandering through the galleries, admiring the diverse exhibitions. It was a fantastic way to appreciate the artistic side of Montreal and soak in some culture. Later, we headed to Viewport Steakhouse, located in the heart of Old Montreal, just a short walk from the waterfront. The restaurant's rustic charm and warm, inviting ambiance made it the perfect spot to unwind after a day of exploring. We indulged in some mouth-watering steaks, cooked to perfection. The menu offered a variety of cuts, and we couldn't resist pairing our meal with some delicious sides. The cozy atmosphere and attentive service made it even better. As we enjoyed our meal, we couldn't help but smile, thinking about all the incredible experiences we had during our trip. As we wrapped up our time in Montreal, we couldn't help but wish we had a couple more days to explore this incredible city. There's so much to see and do in Montreal. Such a vibrant and beautiful city. Have you been to Montreal, or are you planning a trip there? We went in September, and the weather was absolutely amazing, perfect for wandering around and taking it all in. Just a heads up though, summers can get pretty hot, and winters can be really cold, so plan accordingly. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. We've got plenty more travel adventures coming up, including our next stop in Quebec City. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay blessed.